Good evening, guys. We are back once again. It's been a while. We want to welcome you to this very important discussion. I'm sure you've missed us really good, but thank God we're back again and we're back with something interesting and captivating that you will like. Now, we have been looking, we are going to be actually looking at this topic today.
Okay.
Do you think it's ideal to keep communicating with your ex while being in another relationship or in marriage? We're going to be discussing on this very important topic. But before then, like I always say, if you've not subscribed, kindly click on the subscribe button, like and share all our videos. So without any further ado, what do you think about the topic? Do you think it is right or ideal to actually keep communicating with your ex, having been in another relationship or marriage?
Oh, I think I like this topic.
Yeah.
So, for me, it all depends on the relationship dynamics, and what I mean is, how did the relationship end? How did it go? When you were in the relationship, how did it go, and how did it end? And for me, I would say it's not that bad to be in communication with an ex. Now, the factors to consider is, how did it happen? How did the breakup happen? Was it amicably, or it was all about quarrels, the kind of angry separation, the negative kind of breakup and all that? So it all depends on what actually happened. Now, for some reasons, I feel there are some exes out there that probably we have encountered in the process of relationship, and they're actually nice, but for some reasons we are not. We didn't push further. I would say we didn't push further to becoming maybe spouses or being a couple or something. But trust me, they are still there, just one side, not interfering with the recent relationship or marriage, but they are still just there. And for some reasons, you can always maybe occasionally reach out to them to say, "Oh, how you doing? How's everything?" And he ends it. As long as you know your boundary with this person, like there should be a very distinctive boundary to say, "Okay, we are no longer together." But well, because trust me, the life is really not what we think. This person you are seeing, not because you dated them, they have become enemies or they have become, the worst person on earth. No, we get to meet them in a situation that we might actually be needing their help, or they might be needing our help. Or let's even take it down to their generation. Let's say their children, their kids. Are you saying that because that is an ex and the person is an ex, so you transfer the anger or whatever to the child, when you are in a position to help the child or something? So, like I said, I am going to speak more about how the relationship end. Did it end on a very amicable, okay, we can't do this together, and everybody's all good, happy, not the whole. But now, if you know the kind of person you dated, this person is toxic to you, trust me, please cut off from that relationship, because it's not going to yield anything. It's not going to yield anything. Rather, it's going to cause more harm than good. And also, if you know that your ex, or the relationship you have with your ex, is going to have a negative effect in your recent relationship or your current relationship, it's better you just end it there. And if you know that your boundary cannot be explicit enough to say, okay, we are no longer dating, not the one that the person will call you and you're all loving, emotions are coming back. No, no, if that's going to happen, you better just end that relationship. That's just the truth. And there's one well, I say there's something they call Okafor's law. Am I correct? Yes. Where they say, if you've had something sexual, the whole with an ex before, there's also this possibility that if you keep contact with this person and this person invites you somewhere, you guys have that emotions all rolling up. You guys can also do the do and everything. So, well, that depends on you, an individual who is separated. Just know what works for you. That's my 2 cents. So what about you? What do you think about communicating with an ex, like an ex, when you were in a relationship? Like,
Yeah, I think for someone like me who must have had this experience firsthand, you understand. So I think that the underlying factor here is all about boundaries. boundaries. It's important, even in marriage or in relationship, it's important that both persons have boundaries. You understand? What does boundaries help to do? Boundaries help to create some sense of awareness and mutual respect for the other person. To know that, oh, at this point, I should not call this person. At this point, I should be free to speak with this person. So boundaries do a whole lot of things. Now, in this issue, I feel that both parties, let's say, for example, um, the lady and the man
Okay.
who separated, the lady now is now married to someone. I feel that she's it's also important for her to know a psychological balance.
Okay.
Is she the type that gets pricked by this rock and do when you meet your ex and then you're already saying something sweet, you're already getting caught in the motion? It's important to know how emotionally stable you are
Yeah.
as a person. So if you're emotionally stable as a person, it means you can control such kind of display that, because there are some people who want to become very tactical when they meet their exes, they want to do those things that they believe that she loves and everything, and before you know, one thing leads to another,
Yeah.
they're in bed again. You get the point. So it's important to know that. So if the person is emotionally stable, I feel you need to also discuss with your husband rather, or
Okay.
your boyfriend. You understand? Discuss
Partner.
with your partner so that you come to an understanding to see that also he likes that, because not to take for granted, even when you're emotionally stable and
Yeah.
you keep that communication, good communication, you never can tell. Your husband or your spouse may not be the person who likes you keeping contact with your ex, whether good or you people left on a good footing or on a good or a
Yeah.
nice
Okay.
platform, you understand, or a nice note. Not everyone wants you to keep communicating, because what the phobia here is that there's a possibility that one thing can lead to another, and then um,
Emotions and
emotions are being thrown on the line, and then the guy knows your weak point, knows where to touch you, and then you're
yeah.
already falling apart. You
Yeah.
understand? So it's good to draw boundaries. Also, second, like I said, it's good to discuss with your spouse or your partner so that there is a common ground. You get a point. So for me, drawing boundaries is first important. Secondly, knowing that you have a grip of your emotions is important. That you being emotionally stable is important. Then lastly, discussing with your spouse is also very important. Finally, for me, it's not about you just saying you left on a good note. You understand?
Okay.
Yeah, people leave on a good note. Maybe one or two things must have happened. You found out that this person is not just compatible.
Then
Compatibility has to do with a lot of things. It could be genotype. Your genotype, you are AS, he's AS. There's no way
yeah,
you can marry. Secondly, also
definitely.
it's, do you people have a long-term goal that is similar goals? If these goals are, if your goals are not similar to his, there's no way it will work. Do you think this person knows how to get you out of the mood? Do you think this person also respects your background, your family, where you're coming from? All these things are, they culminate to give you what we talk about compatibility. So it's not just he's a angry person, I can't sleep with an
Yeah.
angry person. No, no, it's not just. So it's, when you talk about compatibility, it is an holistic concept. You get the point. So it's good to underscore that when you talk about keeping communication, for me, I want to define what is that communication. The
Okay.
communication should be, okay, hello, how you doing? It's, if he calls you, but for me, I feel that the lady should, I don't want to be biased, but I feel that the
Okay.
lady should not call the guy to say, hello, how you doing?
Yeah.
It gives the guy that perception that you are still
Still
missing him.
loving.
You understand?
Yeah.
You still love him. There's still some kind of
Something in
feelings that
there.
are guru, something in there. You get the point.
Yeah.
And if the guy begins to sense that, he will begin to do everything to make sure that he gets you
Keep
back.
coming and
Keep coming,
calls and
even when you
frequent.
are in marriage. You get the
Yeah.
point. So if it's the guy that is doing the calling, oh, how you doing? I just called just to check up on you. You understand? But then
There
there
should
should be
be
boundaries.
boundaries.
Not every
And also the
two
call
weeks.
shouldn't
You
be
understand? Every 2 weeks you're calling. You understand? Let it be that you're calling. Maybe you're calling because you feel she can put you through on something. Maybe you're not clear on something. Oh,
yeah, I get
please,
that. That's
I just know that you have a good knowledge, a good gnosis about this. And please, could you put me through? So let it not just be I'm calling to say, hello, how's your
How you
family?
doing
No,
and
no,
everything.
it's too
Brings up
casual. It brings up a whole lot of feelings, and
feelings.
then it could be so disastrous if it's not cutting
Okay,
properly.
that's
So
it.
that's my own say on the issue.
All right, that's good. So, to you out there, what do you think about exes coming back or exes communicating with their, you know, with their partners and all that, the whole stuff and everything? So, if you've not subscribed, try to subscribe. If you keep sharing our posts, keep sharing our videos, and
And
that's it.
do not forget to always send in your comments on the comment section.
Yes, we'll love
We
to
want
have
to
that.
get your own view on, do you think it's ideal to keep communicating with your ex? For now,
Bye
bye.
bye.